Hello and welcome to Year 6 Maths Solving Perimeter Problems Part 1. So the LO is I can solve problems about perimeter. And if you remember from yesterday's lesson, perimeter is the distance around a 2D shape. And 2D shape stands for two-dimensional shape. So we're looking at flat 2D shapes, not 3D shapes. Now, to find the perimeter, you add the side lengths up of a regular polygon. So a polygon is a 2D shape with straight sides. Now, in this example, we have got a square. And we know that a square has 4 equal sides. Now here we can see that one side is 4 centimeters. Now there are 4 sides and they're all equal. That means they all measure 4 centimeters. So to work this out, it's 4 centimeters times 4. And 4 times 4 is 16. So the answer to that particular problem would be 16 centimeters. This polygon is a regular pentagon. Now, when we say regular, it means all the sides are the same. You can have an irregular pentagon where each of the sides is a different length, but regular means they're all the same, and pentagon means 5 sides. So we know there are 5 sides, and each one is regular. It's the same, and it's 6 meters. So to work this out, we would do 6 meters times 5. 6 times 5 is 30, so the perimeter is 30 meters. Very important that you include whichever unit of measurement is in the problem. In this instance, it's meters. In the last one, it was centimeters. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go through 6. I'm going to go through 6 problems about perimeter. I will read the question. Then you can pause the video whilst you work out the answer. And then when you unpause the video, we can go through it together. These 6 problems are also available as a doc on Google Classrooms if that is easier for you to see. Hopefully this video you will be able to see it if it is on a phone or a tablet, but if not, go to the Google Classrooms doc. So, LO, I can solve problems about perimeter. Number 1. Here are some shapes on a 1 centimeter grid. So it's telling us that on this grid, each of these squares here, each one is 1 centimeter. And the question is, what is the perimeter of shape A? Here is shape A. So we know that each grid is 1 centimeter. So what is the perimeter of shape A? Hit pause, work it out, and then we will go through it together. Okay, so what I'm going to do, very simply, I'm just going to count each side. Now I have the advantage in that I can mark this. If you're looking at a screen, it is harder. You can't write on your screen. If you were doing this on paper, then I would recommend you always mark so that you don't count the same side twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there are 14 sides, and we know that each side on this grid is 1 centimeter. So the answer would be, and I'll write this big, 14 centimeters. I always recommend that you double check your answer. So I'm just going to count again. I'm going to count each of my marks there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right, I'm happy with that answer. Question 2. Here are 5 shapes on a regular grid. So, what we need to do, I'm just going to make this bit bigger. There we are. Here are 5 shapes on a regular grid. Which shape has the longest perimeter? So which one of those shapes has the longest perimeter? You have a think about that. Press pause. You may need to go to the doc to see that, to see this particular question, and then we'll go through the answer together. So we're looking for which shape has the longest perimeter. Okay, so we're basically going to count each of the sides, and that will tell us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to write on here 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. Let's look at C now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So at the moment, C has got the longest perimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This has got 16. That was for E. And D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we have a clear answer here. The shape with the longest perimeter is C. Question 3. There are, let's make this slightly bigger. There are 7 centimetres. So there are 2 rectangles. They are 7 centimetres long and 2 centimetres wide. I've actually cut off the top of this word problem. It said something like Katie has a set of rectangles. They are 7 centimetres long and 2 centimetres wide. So if you have a look at this rectangle here, you can clearly see the long side of the rectangle is 7 and the short side of the rectangle is 2 centimetres. Now, as we know, with rectangles, the opposite sides are the same length. So we know that this one is 7 centimetres and this one is 2 centimetres. This is not to actual size. So using a ruler would not help you to do this if you had this printed on paper. So she uses 5 of her rectangles to make the large rectangle below. So you've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the perimeter of this large rectangle? Now let's look back at the short one. We know that a long side is 7 and a short side is 2. Hit pause and see if you can work out the perimeter of this large rectangle at the bottom. Okay, so just going to clear some of my annotations so that we don't get confused, because there's quite a lot of scribbles on this at the moment. All right. The long side, that is 7 centimetres. And that is 7 centimetres. Okay. A short side, each of these here, each of those is 2 centimetres. So I could write on each one 2 centimetres and then add them, or I can do a multiplication. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 2 centimetres is 10 centimetres. So that long side up here measures 10 centimetres, and that means this bottom side is also going to measure 10 centimetres. So what I'm going to do, I'm now going to add up these sides. I'm going to add up, and I'm going to cross them out as I add them up. 10, 10 centimetres, add 10 centimetres equals 20 centimetres, and then 7 times 2 equals 14 centimetres. So we need to add 20 centimetres, add 14 centimetres, and that is 34 centimetres. So the perimeter of this large rectangle made up of the 5 smaller ones is 34 centimetres. Now, let's take a look at this one, number 4. This shape is made from 4 shaded squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Calculate the perimeter of the shape. Now, what we need to do, we need to work out what one side of one of these squares measures, because they're all the same, they're squares. If we know what one of these sides measures, we can work it out. So, pause the video for a second and see, can you work out what one side of each square measures? The clue is up here, in that those 3, it's 15. Pause the video. Okay, so these 3 here altogether are 15 centimetres. So if I want to work out what each one is, I need to do 15 centimetres divided by 3. Now 15 divided by 3 is 5. So I now know that each side of each square is 5 centimetres. Can you now work out what the perimeter, if you know that each square measures 5 centimetres, can you work out the perimeter of this shape? Pause the video. Okay, I'm going to count how many sides there are, and I'm going to times it by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times 5 is 50. So the perimeter of the shape is 50 centimetres. Let me just double check that I have counted them correctly, because I always like to make doubly check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm happy with that answer. Question 5. You're going to work out the perimeter of Millie's shape, and I'm going to make this larger for you. Let's get this as big as we can. Millie has some star-shaped tiles. Each edge of a tile is 5 centimetres long. So look at this. A star, and each of those sides is 5 centimetres long. Now, we're not going to work out the perimeter of one star. We're actually going to work out the perimeter of what happens when she puts 2 stars together. So, if we know the side of one star is 5 centimetres, what is the perimeter of these 2? Pause the video and then come back to me. Okay, let me just... I can actually leave that here because we're looking at work out the perimeter of Millie's shape. So, we're looking at this big shape at the bottom, which is made of 2 interlocking stars. I'm going to count the edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There are 18 sides, and each side measures 5 centimetres. Can you work that out? Pause the video. Okay, we're going to do 18 times 5 using the column method. 5 times 8 is 40. 0 goes here, and the 4 goes here. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. So in total, the perimeter of Millie's new shape is 90 centimetres. And finally, Liam has 2 rectangular tiles like this. This is similar to this question, except the dimensions of the shape are different. The long side of the rectangle here is 11 centimetres, and the short side here is 5 centimetres. Liam makes this L shape, so let's get this in the middle. Liam makes this L shape. We need to work out the perimeter of his shape. So you know that the long side is 11 and the short side is 5. Pause the video while you work it out, and then we'll go through it together. Okay, I'm going to write on to the L shape the length of each part. So I know that this is 11 centimetres. This is 5. Now, just to make things a little bit easier to read, I'm not going to put on the centimetres, although I will do that when I write my answer. This is 11. This is 5. This is 5. And this is 11. Now, we have an issue here because this bit here that I've ticked, this is a little bit trickier. Now, I know that the long side is 11, but it's not all of the side, it's just part. But if you look at this bit here that I've ticked here, the second tick, that is 5. So what I'm going to do, let's mark this on, that is 11, but that is 5. So if I do 11 take away 5, which is 6, that means this short bit here is 6 centimetres. Now I know the length of each part, the measurement of each part. What I need to do now is I need to add them up. And I need to be clever and strategic about how I add them up, because I could make a mess here and I could get confused. So what I'm going to do, first off, I'm going to look at, are there any sides that are the same? Yeah, there are. I've got an 11. I've got an 11, 11, and an 11. So 1, 2, 3. So 3 times 11 equals 33. I've then got 1, 2, 3, 3 times 5, which is 15. And then I've got the 1, which is 6. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add those up. Now I'm going to put it here, which is a little bit more in the middle. You could either do 33 add 15 and then add the 6, or you could do it all as one like this. I'm going to do 33 add 15 and then I'm going to add the 6. 5 add 3 is 8. 3 add 1 is 4. Now I need to add the 6 and I'm going to do that underneath. 8 add 6 is 14. So that's in total is 54 centimetres. So thank you for watching. If you have had any problems working any of those out, go back through. If you think that I've done something wrong, let me know. And I will see you in our next video. Thanks for watching.